In last video, we have seen the molar heat capacity, definition of molar heat capacity. And molar heat capacity means the amount of heat required to increase the temperature of 1 mole of system or 1 mole of substance through 1 Kelvin. That is called as molar heat capacity. Now next point is molar heat capacity at constant volume. According to first law of thermodynamics, change in internal energy, it is equal to Q, that is heat supplied to the system, minus P delta V. And for small change, we can write du is equal to dq minus P delta V. Small change in internal energy during infinitesimally small change in internal energy, it is given by du is equal to dq minus P dV. When we rearrange these terms, then we get dq is equal to du plus P dV. Now dividing both sides by dt, when we divide both sides by dt, then we get dq by dt, this is equal to du plus P dV by dt. But at a constant volume, dV, it is equal to 0. For system, isochoric system, when volume remains constant, then change in volume, that is dV, it is equal to 0. And therefore this P dV, this term, it will be 0. And therefore we can write dq upon dt, this dq upon dt at a constant volume, it is equal to du upon dt at a constant volume. But we know that according to definition of molar heat capacity, it is the ratio of heat supplied to the system Q to that of change in temperature. So C is equal to dq upon dt, and therefore we get Cv. Actually this dq by dt at constant volume, this becomes Cv, heat supplied to the system at constant volume. So Cv, it is equal to du by dt at constant volume. Thus heat capacity at constant volume is the rate of change of internal energy with temperature at constant volume. Rate of change of internal energy to that of temperature at constant volume. So this is molar heat capacity at constant volume. Now next term is molar heat capacity at constant pressure. Again, according to first law of thermodynamics, for infinitesimally small change, du is equal to dq minus P dV. By rearranging terms, we get dq is equal to du plus P dV. Again dividing both sides by dt, then we get dq by dt, that is equal to du plus P dV upon dt. So now we know that, or just we again rearrange this equation, then we get dq by dt is equal to du by dt plus, actually when pressure is constant, then we write plus P into dV by dt. Now at a constant pressure, dP, that is change in pressure, it is 0. So dP is equal to 0, but in this equation dP term is not there. This is the absolute pressure. dP term, that is change in pressure, this term is not there. And therefore at a constant pressure we can write dq by dt at constant pressure this is equal to du by dt at constant pressure plus P into dV by dt at a constant pressure. But according to definition of molar heat capacity, we write C is equal to dq by dt, and therefore this equation becomes Cp is equal to du by dt plus P into dV by dt at constant pressure. So this is equation number 1. Actually this dq by dt at constant pressure, this term becomes Cp. So this is equation number 1. Now again, according to definition of enthalpy, we can write H is equal to U plus PV. Enthalpy, it is the sum of internal energy and pressure volume, or product of pressure and volume. So this is according to definition of enthalpy. Now dividing or differentiating this equation with respect to temperature at a constant pressure. So this mathematical expression for enthalpy, it is differentiated with respect to temperature at constant pressure. Then we write dH by dt at a constant pressure, this is equal to du by dt at a constant pressure plus P into dV by dt at a constant pressure. So here pressure is constant. So this is the differentiation of the mathematical expression of enthalpy, and say this is equation number 2. Now look at this equation number 1 and equation number 2. The right side terms are same, that is du by dt plus P into dV by dt. These terms are same in equation number 1 and equation number 2, and therefore these two left side terms must be same, and therefore from equation number 1 and 2 we can write Cp is equal to dH by dt at constant pressure, and therefore heat capacity at constant pressure is defined as the rate of change of enthalpy with temperature at constant pressure. So this is the definition of molar heat capacity at constant pressure. Now next point is relation between Cp and Cv, that is the relation between molar heat capacity at constant pressure and molar heat capacity at constant volume. Now this is the mathematical expression for enthalpy. H is equal to U plus PV, and for 1 mole of gas we know that PV is equal to RT. PV is equal to RT. This is for 1 mole of gas, and in this expression for enthalpy there is a PV term. We can replace this PV by RT, and therefore we get H is equal to U plus RT. Now differentiating this equation with respect to temperature, then we get dH by dt, this is equal to du by dt plus R into dt upon dt, means actually this is a constant, R is a constant, actually dt by dt means 1, so this is actually R, this is nothing but R. But we know that dH by dt, this is the Cp, and du by dt, this is the Cv. So substituting these terms by Cp and Cv, we can write Cp is equal to Cv plus R, or by rearranging terms we can write Cp minus Cv, it is equal to R. And this is the relation between Cp and Cv, where Cp is heat supplied to the system or molar heat capacity at constant pressure, and Cv, it is molar heat capacity at constant volume, and R is a universal gas constant. So here we completed first section of the thermodynamics. Next section is thermochemistry. Before that, we solve some examples on this some of the concepts of thermodynamics. The first problem is 3 moles of an ideal gas are expanded isothermally from a volume 300 cubic centimeter to 2.5 liter at 300 Kelvin against a pressure of 1.9 atmosphere. Calculate the work done in liter, atmosphere and joules. Now what is given? So here 3 moles of gas, ideal gas is there. So number of moles is given. Initial volume is given, that is V1, it is equal to 300 cubic centimeter. It is equal to 0.3 liter. Actually final volume is given in liters, and therefore this initial volume is also converted into liters. It is equal to 0.3 liters. Actually 1000 cubic centimeter, it is equal to 1 liter, and therefore 300 cubic centimeter, it is equal to 0.3 liters. Final volume is given, it is 2.5 liters. Temperature is given, it is 300 Kelvin. Pressure is given, it is 1.9 atmosphere. And just we are going to find out the work done in liter, atmosphere and joules. Now we know the formula. W is equal to minus P delta V. This is for expansion type of work done. Actually here gas is expanded from 300 ml to 2.5 liters. So W is equal to minus P delta V, or it is equal to minus P into V2 minus V1. Actually delta V means V2 minus V1, where V2 is a final volume and V1 is a initial volume. So it is equal to minus 1.9. just we substitute the values. Pressure is given, it is 1.9 atmosphere into 2.5 liter minus 0.3 liter. This is the final volume. 2.5 is a final volume and 0.3 it is the initial volume. So it is equal to minus 1.9 into 2.2. just when we subtract 0.3 from this 2.5, then it is 2.2. Then it is equal to minus 4.18 liter atmosphere. So work done in liter atmosphere, it is 4.18 liter atmosphere. But 1 liter atmosphere, it is equal to 101 joules, 101.3 joules, and therefore in order to convert liter atmosphere into joules, just to multiply it by 101.3. So this is equal to minus 4.18 into 101.3. this will be in joules. So don't forget this. 1 liter atmosphere, it is equal to 101.3 joules. When we solve this, then the answer will be minus 423.4 joules. So minus sign indicates that work of expansion or work done by the system on the surrounding, and this is the answer. This is the final answer, work done in joules.